tide. When the storm gets rough, we ain't gonna hide. Pop and get us swilling, but it won't touch me. Only love around, that's how it's gonna be. Keep moving forward, never looking back. The truth's in the power, it's an unstoppable track. In the city lights where dreams collide, we hustle through the night, fire in our stride. Whispers in the dark can't dim my glow. With rhythm in my soul, I'm ready for the show. We break the chains, rewrite the rules in this concrete jungle where nobody's fools. Unity sings louder than the lies they scheme. In the heart of the struggle, we dare to dream. Keep moving forward, never looking back. The truth's in the power, it's an unstoppable track.
Another Queen Ahmadiyyah production.
Haze on the corner, they talking real loud. Spreading no light, trying to bring me down. Enemies lurking, but I won't back away. Got a vision in my mind, I'm here to stay. Put my crew beside me, we rise like a tide. When the storm gets rough, we ain't gonna hide. Pop and get us swilling, but it won't touch me. Only love around, that's how it's gonna be. Keep moving forward, never looking back. The truth's in the power, it's an unstoppable track. In the city lights where dreams collide, we hustle through the night, fire in our stride. Whispers in the dark can't dim my glow. With rhythm in my soul, I'm ready for the show. We break the chains, rewrite the rules in this concrete jungle where nobody's fools. Unity sings louder than the lies they scheme. In the heart of the struggle, we dare to dream. Keep moving forward, never looking back. The truth's in the power, it's an unstoppable track. Haze on the corner, they talking real loud. Spreading no light, trying to bring me down. Enemies lurking, but I won't back away. Got a vision in my mind, I'm here to stay. Put my crew beside me, we rise like a tide. When the storm gets rough, we ain't gonna hide. Pop and get us swilling, but it won't touch me. Only love around, that's how it's gonna be. Keep moving forward, never looking back. The truth's in the power, it's an unstoppable track. In the city lights where dreams collide, we hustle through the night, fire in our stride. Whispers in the dark can't dim my glow. With rhythm in my soul, I'm ready for the show. We break the chains, rewrite the rules in this concrete jungle where nobody's fools. Unity sings louder than the lies they scheme. In the heart of the struggle, we dare to dream.
All right. Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning back in once again to the original Queen Ahmadiyyah show. I'm your host, Queen Ahmadiyyah, and this is your morning wake-up call. So as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. Okay, so let's see who is in here. All right, hello, that crazy beach Aries. Okay, songwriter Sunny. Deronda is in the virtual building. Mel is here. All right, let's get into it. G from the land, the lovely T. All right, Nessie X. All right, DJ Big Six. I see you, Leon. Pretty Wings. Okay. Shout out to all of my loyal royals and everyone tuned into the Queen. Bronze Flat Power God. I see you, LL Corp. I think that's what that says. Byron B. Okay, so shout out to all my loyal royals. Everyone tuned into the Queen. Let's get this party started. Before we do, let's have a brief word from my sponsor at 12 Tribes.
Do not buy 12 Tribes on Earth hair growth oil and hair magic elixir unless you want super healthy, gorgeous hair that grows. They have a whole line of amazing hair growth products, including hair growth leave-in conditioner spray, hair growth shampoo, hair growth spray, and hair growth butter. I'm starting to sense a theme here. They include quality natural ingredients. They smell amazing, and you can see the results for yourself. So if you're looking for healthy hair growth for your natural or relaxed hair, try 12 Tribes on Earth today.
All right. So with that all being said, don't forget you can purchase 12 Tribes Hair Oil at Etsy.com. Just look for Lisa Crafts. You can also find it at Walmart and at Walmart.com. And don't forget that she sells beard oil. Okay, so listen, this is getting real interesting. This whole thing with the Brown University shooting. Let's get into it because the FBI, Kash Patel, um, arrested the wrong person, or they, shall I say, not arrested, but detained the wrong person. That's what they did. Now, they haven't just come out and said that. What they did say is that the person that they had in custody, that they detained, is now released because they decided to go in a different direction. That's their excuse. You decided to go in a different direction. Yeah, that means that they clearly detained the wrong person. Okay, I'm sorry. Now, how many times does Kash Patel have to show us and prove that he is in fact not fit for the position? Okay, so like some everyone, please like and share. Let's get into it. I'm gonna go to this first video. Here we go. And also, it just came out. I just saw this right as I started the broadcast that they say Rob Reiner's son is being questioned in this. I don't have a clue what they're talking about. I haven't watched the video yet, but we're going to get into it. I just saw that pop up. Okay, here we go. Likes up, everyone, please. Don't forget to like and share. Thank you in advance.
Getting more updates on the investigation. And CNN's John Berman has been there throughout the day. John, I know you've been talking to a lot of people, including your own son, who were on the ground there when this happened. But let's start with what we're learning now on social media.
Yeah, this investigation has taken some really interesting turns. CNN, first of all, has heard from several officials that the person of interest in custody is, as you said, named Benjamin Erickson, a 24-year-old from Wisconsin, who is a military veteran, according to a LinkedIn profile identified by CNN connected to this individual. On this LinkedIn profile, he talks about being an infantryman, serving several years in the Army, being a trained rifleman, and serving in various positions at Arlington National Cemetery, including in positions as an honor guard. Now, the military tells CNN he had no overseas deployments, but served in the military for some time with fairly extensive training. Also on this LinkedIn profile, and this is truly interesting, this 24-year-old who had taken classes online, at least in Wisconsin, also said he was studying here at Brown University in the fall. Now, we have not confirmed that with the university itself. What was said by authorities overnight after this person was taken into custody, well, he was not a current student at Brown, but left sort of unsaid was whether he had some connection in the past. We have no direct confirmation of that, but obviously if he did study here, as his LinkedIn profile suggested he either planned to or had, that would create a direct connection, Jessica, between this individual and this campus, which is something that authorities had been wondering about, but we need to wait to hear more for it to go from just on the LinkedIn profile to something that authorities have confirmed. We'll wait, obviously, to hear more from them if and when they brief us again. The last briefing was much.
Okay, so with that all been said, that man has already been released. Okay, clearly he was not who they were looking for. I'm going to go to this next video clip. Talking about they're going in a different direction. Hopefully it's the right one this time because clearly they went in the wrong direction last.
A murderer out there, frankly. And so we're not going to give away the game plan. But the fact of the matter is that law enforcement has the tools necessary to solve this case. But we're 36 hours out. So, it can never be too fast, particularly for the victims and their families and parents. But sometimes investigations take a little bit of time.
Yeah, we are following multiple urgent breaking news stories tonight. Live on our air last hour, you heard that update on the Brown University shooting. Confirmation they're releasing the person of interest who'd been detained. Mayor Brett Smiley of Providence was the first one to take that podium. He said, we know this is likely to cause fresh anxiety for our community. We, quote, believe that you remain safe in our community, but later adding they have no way of knowing if the shooter is still in that area. The AG, who you were just hearing from there, saying that there was some degree of evidence that initially pointed to him. That evidence now points in a different direction, in his words. And they are still looking for the man that you see in that video clip. News Nation's Jessica Cartalia live for us on the ground in Providence. Jessica, what are we learning tonight?
Let me just say this. If that in fact was the wrong person and they've already had that man's face sprawled all over the news and his name, how's he gonna get past that? And he's not even the correct person. Now, they say law enforcement detained a person of interest after the deadly mass shooting at Brown University on December the 13th of 2025, which left 2 people dead and 9 injured. That individual was taken into custody at a hotel in Coventry, Rhode Island, early on Sunday, December 14th. However, authorities later released that individual without charges because there was insufficient evidence linking him to the shooting. So officials said he is no longer considered a suspect, and the investigation has shifted direction as the shooter remains at large. Law enforcement, including the FBI, continues to investigate the case and search for the actual shooter based on available evidence. The actual shooter. So, honey, here they go again. Didn't they do the same thing when Charlie Kirk got shot? Didn't they have the wrong person in custody in the beginning, the elderly man, and then they went and got Tyler Robinson, and now here they go again, having the wrong person detained and talking about, and rather than just saying, oh, we got the wrong person, we're going in another direction. Just a bunch of bumbling idiots, okay, in my opinion.
Oh, still so many questions, Natasha. So you mentioned that video. It's still unclear if that is, in fact, a person of interest, where that person came from. Tonight, they're asking for anyone who may have been in the area or may have any kind of video to send that in. So at this point, based on the press conference that we just heard, it sounds like they are really at a loss for leads. That person of interest that you mentioned was not the key suspect in the shooting here at Brown University. They said, we have a murderer out there. We aren't going to give away our game plan. But again, they're not emphasizing what that game plan is. There is now a increased police presence around Providence and, of course, on campus as well. We saw so many police officers out and about. We thought initially that that was just to make people more comfortable. Now that we had a person of interest in custody, turns out that was not the case. I asked officials if people need to be concerned here. They said they have not heard of any additional threats, but do not have anyone in custody. And they know that the Providence community is very anxious. Now, regarding the man who was in custody, as they've been saying, the evidence points in a different direction. That man will be released. Meanwhile, his name was already leaked to the public. So here's what officials had to say about that person of interest.
There was some degree of evidence that pointed to this individual, but that evidence needed to be corroborated and confirmed. And over the last 24 hours, leading into just very, very recently, that evidence now points in a different direction.
Yeah, the police chief also saying, quote, a tip taken specifically identified the person of interest. They got search warrants and some evidence, but it ultimately was not enough. And Natasha, what's very interesting about this case, too, in addition to this taking a major turn, no leads. They're asking for anything from the public. Again, the students have gone home now, but they're hoping that someone may have something on their phone. But again, you brought up that man who was walking away from the camera. That is all that police have at this point. Multiple reporters asked, well, why aren't you releasing more footage? They don't have it. So do the people of Providence need to be concerned tonight? Yes, they do. But they're asking everyone to remain vigilant. They're saying that no one is in a shelter in place, but just to make sure that your head is on a swivel.
All right, Jessica Cartalia in Providence, Rhode Island. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you for watching.
All right, excuse me. So with that all being said, as I told you all right before I started the broadcast, I saw a report come up from 39 minutes ago from Fox News that says, and there's actually another one too, from the New York Post, but nonetheless, it says, new, Rob Reiner's son reportedly being questioned in investigation. Okay, Fox News correspondent Jonathan Hurt joins Fox and Friends to report the latest on the deaths of iconic film director Rob Reiner, his wife, Now manhunt for Brown University shooting suspect. So is Rob Reiner's son being questioned about this investigation or something into his family? I'm not sure, but let's go to it because we're talking about the shooting also. Lights up, everyone, please. A like and share. Thank you in advance.
Now after the hour, to another Fox News alert. The LAPD is expected to give another briefing today after actor-director Rob Reiner and his wife Michelle were found dead in their Los Angeles homes. Reiner is best known for directing classic films, got A Few Good Men, Harry Met Sally.
Did you all know that they were found dead in their homes? Did you all know this? Pretty Wing said Rob Reiner's son allegedly unalived his parents. Honey, this is shocking. Okay, I didn't even know they were dead. When I saw this pop up, I thought it was pertaining to this investigation about the shooting. Oh my goodness, honey, let's listen to this.
Jonathan
Absolutely
Hunt joins
dreadful.
us live from Brentwood, California with the details. Jonathan?
Ainsley, good morning. We expect and hope to hear a lot more information from the LAPD later this morning. As yet, they have not even confirmed the identities of the two people they found dead in the home owned by Rob Reiner here in the Brentwood area of Los Angeles. It was left to Reiner's family to confirm that those killed were indeed the legendary director and his wife, Michelle. As for the police, they gave a somewhat shambolic news conference yesterday evening in the immediate wake of the discovery of those bodies, in which they would not talk about what exactly had happened, how it had happened, and who the suspect might be. Listen here.
At this time, the Los Angeles Police Department is not seeking anyone as a suspect or as a person of interest or in any other manner, and we will not be doing that until we conduct our investigation and we move forward.
Now, police did confirm that the call came from inside the home, and it is believed that call was made by a family member, possibly the Reiner's daughter, Romy. As for a suspect, there are multiple reports that police are talking to the Reiner's 32-year-old son, Nick, who has been open in the past about his struggles with mental health issues and drug addiction. As for Rob Reiner himself, of course, he is the legendary director of so many movies, including When Harry Met Sally and The Princess Bride. He was also socially and politically active, marriage equality among the many causes he championed, and politicians here in California and nationally have paid tribute to Reiner. LA Mayor Karen Bass writing, for instance, quote, "This is a devastating loss for our city and our country. Rob Reiner's contributions reverberate throughout American culture and society, and he has improved countless lives through his creative work and advocacy, fighting for social and economic justice." And as I say, Brian and Ainsley, we are expecting a further news conference from the LAPD later this morning. We expect to get a lot more details then. Back to you guys.
I see in the LA Times, they say Councilmember Tracy Park, who lives in the area, says the LAPD has increased patrols in the neighborhood out of an abundance of caution. Have you seen an increased police presence?
Not really, Brian. To be frank, obviously behind us here, you can see one of the police vehicles that has blocked off this area, but I'm not seeing a lot of patrols beyond that. The Deputy Chief Alan Hamilton said in that rather odd news conference he gave yesterday that they did not have any concerns about the wider community, which spoke, of course, tangentially to the idea that they might be looking at a family member. They might know indeed who the suspect was, even though they weren't going to name that person publicly. But no real sign of any great patrols. And as I say, that does indicate that they don't believe there is an ongoing threat here, Brian.
So Jonathan, is there... You're right. They have been limited with their information. They didn't even want to tell us that the victims were deceased. They didn't even want to give us an identity, but the family released a statement and confirmed it. There's been some local reports to talk about who may be the suspect being a family member, but you can't tell the public, hey, there's no threat, and then call it a homicide and not have anyone in custody. And, you start to get mixed signals. So when will there be a press conference to announce something to the public?
Well, we would expect something within the next few hours, I would imagine. The Deputy Chief, Alan Hamilton, was saying yesterday that they did not want to confirm the identities of the bodies until the coroner had done so. Now, we saw the coroner's van arrive and leave just about 4 hours ago here. So you would expect those identities to be confirmed. But as you say, the Reiner family have themselves confirmed that those who were killed were Rob Reiner and his wife, Michelle. The police, the deputy chief just seemed a little unused, shall we say, to this kind of high-profile news conference he was holding. I would imagine somebody else might lead the news conference we're expecting later this morning, and we'll get some more consistent and precise information at that point, Lawrence.
Okay. He was married to Penny Marshall first before he married Michelle, and he adopted her child, Tracy. And I understand that Tracy lived on the property with her dad and with her stepmother. I think they had a separate house where she was raising her kids so they could all be together as a family. And I understand she was the one who found her dad and her stepmother stabbed to death.
Right. Thank you, Jonathan.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right. Thanks so much. So, I mean, can we honestly say that what everyone's reporting that they were stabbed? And if they were stabbed, that's a brutal way to die. You would assume there's going to be neighbors that heard something.
And Rob Reiner, you would think would fight back. So
big guy.
Right, exactly. He has 3 children with Michelle. 2 sons and a daughter. And the son wrote an autobiographical movie back in 2015, and it was called Being Charlie. And it's about his struggle with drugs and mental health, and his dad helped him direct that.
Yeah, they got to give us something at some point because the public is asking a lot of questions.
I'm Steve Deuce.
Okay, so that is very sad, okay? Thoughts, prayers, and condolences to the family, friends, and loved ones. Rob Reiner was amazing. Okay, and for those of you who don't know, he originally started off playing on All in the Family. Okay, he played Archie Bunker's son-in-law that married the daughter, which was played by Sally Struthers. Okay, y'all youngins may not know about that. But anyway, that is absolutely sad. And so the son supposedly has a history of mental illness. He likely did it. Okay, he likely did it. Unfortunately, I had no idea that even happened, but here's the report from TMZ. And here's what they say. Rob Reiner and wife Michelle found dead at LA home, wounds consistent with a knife. So the legendary director and his wife Michelle Singer Reiner have died, reported by TMZ. Now, as we told you, 2 dead bodies were found in Rob and Michelle's Brentwood home Sunday afternoon, and law enforcement tell us it was the Reiners. So our sources say the 2 suffered lacerations consistent with a knife. The LAPD's Robbery Homicide Division is currently investigating. Dispatch audio captures a firefighter calling for backup to the Brentwood mansion around 3:30 p.m., though it doesn't provide any further information about the circumstances in the abode. Now, Rob, the son of famed comedian Carl Reiner, who passed away in 2020, started his career in show business as a comedy writer in the 1960s, working as Steve Martin's writing partner on the Smothers Brothers Comedy Hour in 1968 and 69. Throughout the 70s, Rob starred as Michael Stivic, also known as Meathead, on the hit sitcom All in the Family, for which he won 2 Primetime Emmy Awards for Outstanding Supporting Actor in a Comedy Series. All in the Family ran for 205 episodes, coming to a close in 1979, at which point Reiner's focus shifted more toward directing. His rock mockumentary, This Is Spinal Tap, marked his first big hit in the director's chair. Now, over the next decade, Reiner directed iconic films like Stand By Me, The Princess Bride, and When Harry Met Sally, the last of which led him to the love of his life. While directing When Harry Met Sally, Rob met Michelle, a photographer, and the 2 married in 1989. Perhaps even bigger than that, the relationship actually convinced Rob to change the ending of the rom-com to have Billy Crystal and Meg Ryan's characters end up together. Rob continued directing during their more than 35 years of marriage, helming projects like Misery, A Few Good Men, The American President, The Bucket List, and The Spinal Tap. Spinal Tap 2, The End Continues. Now, Rob has one more directorial project, which, according to his IMDb, has been completed. A live concert footage of the fictional band Spinal Tap playing at Stonehenge, along with other massive names in music. Film is set to come out next year. Younger fans may recognize Rob from his acting role as Jess's father, Bob, on New Girl, or his last part in season 4 of The Bear as businessman Albert Schnur. Rob was also politically minded, regularly taking to social media to espouse his views on hot bottom issues, which some found controversial. Okay, so with that all being said, prior to the 2020 election, we asked Reiner about who he might support, and he made it clear that he was riding with anyone who could defeat then incumbent President Donald Trump. Okay, so he said he's going with anybody that can beat Trump. Sadly, nobody did. Michelle and Rob had 3 kids together, Jake, Nick, and Romy. Rob also has a daughter, Tracy, from his first marriage to director Penny Marshall. Okay, he was 78 and his wife, Michelle, was 68. Okay, that is so sad. Like I said, peace and blessings and condolences to the family, friends, and loved ones. Awful. Absolutely awful. Okay, so that all been said, so they don't have anyone in custody for this shooting at Brown University. Okay, had the wrong person in custody. Meanwhile, there was also a mass shooting over in Australia, which left about 15 people deceased. Okay, so let's take a look at that. Likes up, everyone, please. Like and share. Thank you in advance. And this was a hate crime. They say they targeted the Orthodox community. Here we go. Bondi Beach shooting. Australia vows to crack down on guns, anti-Semitism after shooters killed 15. Okay, let's go to the footage. Here we go.
Australia's Jewish community in mourning and the nation in shock after a seaside celebration of the Festival of Light became one of the darkest days in Australian history. 2 gunmen opened fire on a peaceful Hanukkah gathering.
The Australian Broadcasting Corporation says police identified the gunman as Sajid Akram, who died at the scene, and his 24-year-old son Naveed, who remains in custody at the hospital. Authorities saying the younger man's name had come up in a previous investigation in 2019.
The massacre claimed 15 lives, a 10-year-old girl, a former police officer, 2 well-known rabbis.
The life was like leaving him, and then he just went.
Also killed an 87-year-old Holocaust survivor who came to this idyllic spot to find peace and whose last act was to shield his wife. The horror attack has left dozens in the hospital. But officials say it would have been worse if not for Ahmed Al-Ahmed. The Sydney shopkeeper and Syrian immigrant tackled a gunman single-handed. He remains in the hospital after being shot, his parents proud. Hailed as a hero around the world.
He saved a lot of lives, so very brave person.
Some here asking how the alleged gunman amassed an arsenal in a country famous for strict gun control. Australia's Prime Minister today says laws may need to be even tougher and that more will need to be done to help the nation's Jewish community. A prominent Jewish leader here, whose friend died in the attack, says his community has been warning the government of a dangerous rise in anti-Semitism.
I can't imagine a time when the Jewish community will feel safe without looking over their shoulders.
The vigil continues at Bondi as those here grieve that the most famous beach in Australia is now also the most notorious.
And as you can see, the tributes behind me are growing as people come to stand with those who lost their lives and to find a way forward. Craig?
Such a tragedy. Sarah James there in Sydney. Sarah, thank you.
Okay, well, that's sad. Prayers and condolences for the family, friends, and loved ones. And killed a little 10-year-old girl. That is just so sad at the end of the day. Okay. So sad. Now, Trump don't need to speak on nothing but them damn files, says Deron. Honey, Trump has a lot to say, and now he's vowed retaliation because, listen, there was an ISIS-linked attack on a U.S. convoy in Syria, which has left some troops dead, okay, and a U.S. translator or interpreter as well, okay? And so Trump's vowing revenge, okay? Please pay attention, honey. Trump said he's not having it. He's running this country like a mafia boss, and he's not having any parts of it, okay? So let's get into it. Now, hold on. This is a report from the Hindustan Times. All right, I'm going to share my screen. Here we go.
So we won the loss of 3 great patriots in Syria. You know how it happened. There was an ambush. We also have 3 wounded that seem to be doing pretty well. So we mourn the loss. These are 3 great people. And it's just a terrible thing. Syria, by the way, was fighting along with us. The new president of Syria is, as they told me, and I'm not surprised, he's devastated by what happened. This was an ISIS attack on us and Syria. And again, we mourn the loss, and we pray for them and their parents and their loved ones. Very, very sad.
Will the U.S. retaliate against ISIS?
Yeah, we will.
And will we force the attack again?
We will retaliate. Thank you very much.
I'm going to read what this says. This is from Secretary of War Pete Hegseth. He says, the savage who perpetrated this attack was killed by partner forces. Let it be known, if you target Americans anywhere in the world, you will spend the rest of your brief, anxious life knowing the United States will hunt you, find you, and ruthlessly kill you. All right, y'all heard it. Y'all heard it. That's what he said. Okay, so anywho, let's go to the next report. Tough talk from the Department of War, or the Secretary of War, mind you. Please pay attention. Byron B said from orange to peach.
Trump says the United States will respond after a deadly attack in Syria that killed 3 Americans. National correspondent Christine Frizzell brings us the latest.
A brutal attack in Syria. 2 U.S. troops, National Guardsmen from Iowa, and a civilian American interpreter killed, with 3 others wounded. U.S. intelligence pointing the finger at the Islamic State, or ISIS. The lone gunman later killed.
We had an attack in Syria, and we had 3 great patriots terminated by bad people, and not the Syrian government. It was ISIS.
President Trump in a post vowing there will be very serious retaliation.
We do have to go with not just one-off retaliation, but a conscious effort to eliminate ISIS from Syria and other places.
The attack comes as the U.S. has for the first time in decades had a working relationship with Syria. Following the fall of its former dictator last year, Bashar al-Assad. President Trump met with the new leader in May and again behind closed doors last month, saying this.
He's a very strong leader. He comes from a very tough place, and he's a tough guy. I like him. I get along with him. The new president of Syria. And we'll do everything we can to make Syria successful because that's part of the Middle East.
While the number of U.S. troops in the region has decreased over the last year from 2,000 to closer to 1,000, some critics on Capitol Hill say they shouldn't be there at all.
A couple of hundred troops in Syria are more of a tripwire than a strategic asset. I don't think they deter war. I think they basically, because Americans are targets and jihadists around the world think they can get great glory and provoke terrorism by killing an American, that they become potential targets and tripwires to more interaction.
A violent attack as the future of the Middle East and Syria in particular remains an evolving priority in Washington. I'm Christine Frizzell reporting.
Notice how Trump said that Syria was fighting alongside them. Okay, I don't know if I believe that. All right, now you know he's made alliances with them. All right, for his own benefits, not for ours. Please pay attention. So of course he's going to say that they're doing whatever he wants them to do, whether they are or not. I don't believe anything Trump says, quite frankly. Okay, and so with that all being said, let's continue. We'll see how this retaliation goes. I'll wait for it. Now, meanwhile, they say that Trump served McDonald's in order to connect with voters. Many feel they can't even afford it at this point. Trump's dilemma ahead of the midterm elections, sympathizing with voters who face financial pressures while persuading them while persuading them that his policies are working. Lord, here he is working at McDonald's again, you all. Do you all remember this? You know Trump loves McDonald's. But here he is working the fries. I want y'all to pay attention. Y'all see him? Okay, I don't think that's going to help you, Trump, but let's continue. So goes on to say Festerville, Pennsylvania. Now, fishing through his wallet, David Tilling pulls out a wrinkled newspaper clip showing Donald Trump working the drive-thru of a local McDonald's. This McDonald's, the very same one where he and a few friends routinely meet to talk politics and sports. Tilling keeps the picture as verifiable proof for those who don't believe him when he explains what happened. The once and future president turned up in suburban Philadelphia toward the end of the 2024 campaign and scooped French fries for the customers pulling up to the window. Y'all remember that. Now, some people believe me and some don't. So I keep that, he says. All right. A year ago, Trump visited this site to make the point that he was attuned to everyday people who felt overlooked in the Joe Biden-Kamala Harris economy. Now, these days, it's Trump who's in danger of appearing out of touch. Ahead of midterm elections next year, voters are feeling squeezed by the high prices and blaming Trump for not doing enough to ease the cost of living, according to polls. Now, a new NBC News Decision Desk survey shows that 53% of adults have changed their grocery buying habits to stay within budget, while 55% have cut back on entertainment and extras so they can afford life's necessities. A sampling of grocery prices shows the price of eggs has dropped by 29% since Trump has been sworn in, and though beef prices are up nearly 13%, chicken prices are up 2%, and bread is up 4%. Orange juice prices have climbed 28% since the start of Trump's term, and this is all according to Nielsen IQ data and the NBC News Grocery Price Tracker. Now, overall, they say a poll found that just 31% of adults approved of Trump's handling of the economy, the lowest rating that he's notched in either his first or second term, they say. So they say we can improve those numbers. This is what John McLaughlin, a Trump pollster, said in an interview. We did it in 2023 and 2024, and we can do it again. In an election year, Trump will be able to spend more time with voters outside the Beltway. Now, the White House doesn't have a choice but to have President Trump campaign in the midterm elections, McLaughlin says. Without Trump on the ballot, it's hard to get his voters to turn out. If you can't motivate the Trump voters, we're not going to win in the midterms. Now, the White House seems to agree. Susie Wiles, Trump's chief of staff, said in a podcast interview that the idea is to put Trump on the ballot by having him campaign as if it's 2024 all over again. Clearly, they're desperate. I want y'all to pay attention. Now, for Trump, the question is whether he can muster the discipline to consistently deliver a two-part message. He needs to show he grasps that people are struggling while also hammering the point that he's committed to making their lives better. This is what political strategists say, saying that that's a tricky balance requiring some humility on Trump's part, a recognition that the golden age that he promised at the start of his term is still unrealized. Thus far, Trump blames lingering inflation on Biden, a boogeyman he continues to bash even as the economy bears his imprint with each passing day. Now, he says there is much for voters to cheer about, including gas prices, which have fallen from $3.03 a gallon 1 year ago to $2.92. Okay, that's what they're saying. Now, the stock market, where the S&P 500 index is up 16% this year, and new foreign investment in the U.S. totaling trillions of dollars. So as for the affordability issue, he calls it a hoax perpetrated by the Democrats. And on his social media site last week, Trump wrote that affordability just 13 months ago was a disaster for the American people. But now it's totally different. Prices are coming down fast, he says. Trump, stop lying. Sit down somewhere. Now, still Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell said last week that Trump's tariffs are pushing inflation higher than the rate would be otherwise. After falling to a low this year of 2.3% in April, inflation rose to 3% in September for the first time since January. September was the last month data was available. Now, even members of Trump's own party have said that prices are too high and Republicans can't ignore them. People aren't dumb. They know when they go to the grocery store when it costs and when it doesn't. This is what Senator Josh Hawley said, last week. So Michael Duhaime, a former political director at the Republican National Committee, put it this way, saying you can continue to talk about Biden or even Obama or Jimmy Carter if you want. The voters will only tolerate it for so long. Okay? Past presidents faced a similar conundrum with uneven results. No sitting president wants to concede that their economic policies haven't delivered. Now, yet a president risks appearing callous by denying what's obvious to people who can't afford to buy ground beef at the supermarket. One of the mistakes that we made as part of the Biden team was not leading with more empathy, says Sam Cornell, former CEO of the Democratic National Committee. He said this in an interview. He said, we jumped right into trying to explain away the numbers, but voters weren't feeling it. Okay, because who do they think we are? Listen, we know what we're paying at the pump and in the grocery store. So you could just say whatever, but if the math isn't mathing, okay, people are going to notice. All right, so the lies just continue because that's all we've been getting from Trump's administration. Okay, Trump says whatever he wants and wants us to buy into it, and when we don't, then he wants to lash out. Okay, Leon said a con artist is all about lying. Exactly. Okay, so now with that all being said, let's talk about Shedeur because the Browns lost pitifully yesterday. Okay, they absolutely did. All right, it was terrible. And what I found is that there was a mistake made. And I find it all interesting. So, everyone, please like and share. We're gonna go to what Shannon and Ocho had to say about it. Okay. Broward says Trump 2028. Yeah, right. Honey, Trump's not even going to last the rest of this term. Okay? I don't believe it. I just don't believe it. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance. Hold on, beloveds. Now, so here's the thing. They say that Shedeur Sanders during the game yesterday There was a major issue with his play calling wristband. Okay? Because somehow, don't ask me how, ask Kevin Stefanski, because I'm sure he knows how the wrong plays got programmed into his wristband. Anybody venture to guess? I have several questions. Okay, confirming a miscommunication. That's what Stefanski called it. He said a miscommunication that led to him getting the wrong plays or a lost card, causing delays and confusion. Okay. Though Sanders said a card just fell out, whilst Stefanski admitted to an early mix-up that was fixed quickly, he says, fueling fan speculation of deeper issues, but officially being chalked up to an honest error. Honey, please sit down. That was anything but an honest error, in my opinion. Okay, because I've never heard of this happening. I'm sure it could happen because clearly it did. But was it an accident? I find it interesting. In the first quarter, Sanders struggled to get plays, leading to a false start and a delay of game penalty as he had to run to the sideline for the correct plays. Sideline reports and post-game comments confirmed he was sent out with an incorrect play sheet or had a card fall out. Okay, Stefanski confirmed the miscommunication and acknowledged the wristband got something on it or whatever it was. He said it was resolved. The incident sparked fan frustration and theories of sabotage or incompetence given the Browns' struggles, but the official explanation points to a simple, albeit embarrassing, mix-up. Y'all believe this was a mix-up? Do y'all believe this was a mix-up? I'm sorry, somebody make it all make sense. Every week there is something. How come this never happened when Dylan Gabriel was starting? Anyone venture to guess? Okay, now I will say that some of the mess ups were on Shedeur. Some of those mess ups were on Shedeur. Okay, they were. But at the end of the day, the wrong place in the wristband clearly sounds like sabotage to me. Okay. That's what it sounds like. And I can imagine, because here's the thing. I want you to think about the mindset of a person who's out there on the field trying to do their best, and they feel like they've got the pressure on them because everybody's watching and they know how critical people can be of them. And then you realize that you have the wrong place. Now, I'm sure that even though you get that mistake resolved, there is still some level of anxiety in your mind. You might be thrown off your game, like, what the hell did just happen? How did I get the wrong plays? I mean, who knows what you could be thinking, but it just seems like something like that could disrupt your whole energy and hits your game. That's just what I'm thinking. Okay. It's all nefarious at the end of the day. But like I said, let's hear what Shannon and Ocho have to say. I'm going to go to the 12-minute mark. Okay, here we go. Let's start right here at almost 12 minutes.
I've never heard of this in my life.
Listen, hey, I've never heard of it either, but that is the only explanation I can think of, is that there were plays that they wanted to run that.
Okay, right there. That's the play. How the hell you add plays to you had all week? What plays are you adding to a wristband that you took time out and you had your secretaries to type up and put on?
Hold on. Let me read some of these comments. Michael says, Queen, he's a rookie in the NFL and he has to learn. And the only way he can learn is by playing. Yeah, absolutely. You darn sure can't learn by sitting on the sidelines. That's why I'm glad that he's going to be started. He needs to get the experience, of course. That is how you learn, from practice and from getting out there on the field. It's not like when you're in high school and college. It's a whole nother level. I get it. But the bottom line is, at the end of the day, it's even harder when you're being sabotaged. Okay? Just imagine working a job and you're doing the best that you can do and putting forth the effort and doing as you're supposed to and doing an excellent job of doing, or the best that you can do. And then your manager's coming behind you undoing what you've done. Okay? Please pay attention. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, he is a rookie and rookies are going to make mistakes. And that's what I'm saying. Some of this was on Shedeur. Sometimes he holds the ball too long or whatever. And he's trying to make plays that he's just not going to be able to make. Okay? But at the end of the day, Kevin Stefanski's not doing him any favors.
Oh, now you take the wristband off and to add plays? I've never heard of this in my life.
Listen, Hey, I've never heard of it either, but that is the only explanation I can think of, is that there were plays that they wanted to run that they might have practiced during the week. They just wasn't on the current wristband. That's the current wristband. That's the only thing I can think of.
So why would you not put them on there?
Hey, yeah, I have no idea. But listen, your thought is just as good as mine. That's the only thing I can think of. Because but you know what they're not gonna do? You know what they're not gonna do? They're not gonna call no plays that they didn't run or practice during the week. They're not gonna do that.
So why would you add plays? So if you really to add those plays, clearly you practiced them. Why weren't they already on the wristband?
Yeah, ain't no telling. Ain't no telling.
Because when I heard it, Ocho, here's Stefanski being asked about it after the game.
Now listen to Stefanski's response. He always give these little low-key, dry responses, does it very vague and deflective, in my opinion. Doesn't give detailed answers or explanations. Okay, just cuts it real short.
Early on, was there something wrong with Sanders' wristband?
Yeah, there was a miscommunication early.
I think they mentioned that you guys had the wrong plays in the wristband on the first 2 drives. Is that accurate?
No. Yeah. There was something. I don't know if the wristband got something on it or whatever it was, but there was we got that fixed pretty quickly.
My dad never looked back at his old jeans after I gifted him these.
Trust me, these will become your new favorite pants.
Designed by a...
Let me tell you something. I do not like Kevin Stefanski. It's something about his demeanor when he talks or whatever, specifically when he's speaking about Shedeur, or they're asking him anything about Shedeur. He's very smug. I just don't like that man, okay? But let's continue.
Ocho! I mean, the funny thing about it is it's hard when reporters ask a coach a question, especially like that. A coach is always going to be PC. He's always going to be politically correct and not give the true, honest answer on what the issue is behind whatever it was that happened with the wristband. They're never going to tell us the truth. They're never going to. So now it leaves all of us guessing. It leaves all of us guessing because the wristband is made up. Excuse me, before maybe a Friday or maybe a Saturday, because you understand what plays you have, what bulk of plays.
Like, there's no way you can explain this to make it make sense. How did this ever even happen? Like he said, that all would have been programmed into the wristband Friday or Saturday. Okay, at the very least. Okay, make it all make sense. How do you program the wrong plays in there? Then he's talking about, I don't know, something maybe got on the wristband or whatever. We fixed that quickly. He knew what he was doing. I'm going to punch Kevin Stefanski in his mouth. I promise you I do. Now, I don't even condone violence. But in this case, I'd like to make an exception.
You like what vocal plays we ran in practice that Shedeur did well. And that's what goes on the wristband.
Right. But here's the thing, Ocho. They're not leaving till Saturday morning. So Saturday morning is the last official wristband that you're going to get.
Right.
So that's what you're gonna have. That's what your first 15 plays, the first 15, you already know what they are. You walk through those. You talked about them the night before. The quarterback coach has gone over those with Shedeur. These are the plays, the first 15 plays that we're going to call. This is a first down play. This is our second down play. This is our third down play. This is what, X, Y, and Z. This is our red zone play. This is our goal to go play. That's all on the wristband. There might be 150 plays on the wristband, and he'll tell you play 76. So you got 76. Okay, 76. Okay. But I've never heard anything like this because they asked him what the wrong plays on the wristband. He said, no. So I don't know what to make of this, and I don't want to make it seem like we're trying to make excuses for him. But I've never heard this before, Ocho. I really haven't.
I haven't, and it's really somewhat of a red flag for something like that happened in the middle of a game. In the middle of a game, we as coaches, I'm talking about we as coaches, but as players, I understand how well prepared we are going into a game. So how something like this can happen is beyond me, especially at the NFL level. At the NFL level, preparation. Man, listen, there's one thing you will never be able to question about all 32 teams is the way they prepare in a week and preparing for an opponent. There are really no mistakes and no error because there's too many moving parts to it for it to happen. It's too many moving parts.
I agree with you, Ocho. It might be a situation. I've never heard of this before, and I don't know how it happened. We don't know why it happened. But if I'm Jimmy Haslam, I'm gonna need some answers.
Yeah,
I'm gonna need some answers. I want to know how, for the first 2 drives, the wrong plays were on the sheet, and we had to take the wristbands and make some adjustment to it. I need to know why. I need to know why. If I'm Jimmy, I'm calling my friends. I don't know who's really friendly with. I'm gonna ask the other owners. Have your coaches ever had a situation do you know about where they had to change the the wristband because the plays that they gave the quarterback were the wrong plays, or the plays they didn't want to call, or something like that? Because I need to know why. Mistakes happen, but not the egregiousness of this mistake.
No, not that kind of mistakes.
Chicago, Caleb Williams, 17 of 28, 242, 2 touchdowns. DeAndre Swift almost had 100 yards. He's 18 carries for 98 yards. They 33 carries for $143. Luther Burton III was 6 for 84. DJ Moore had 4 catches, 69 yards, 2 touchdowns. One of those in which Caleb was rolling to his right, and how he got that ball through 2 defenders.
Hey,
I still don't know how. I still don't know. Hell, I didn't know where the ball went until I see DJ Moore flicking on the ground. I said, "Hold up, he caught it."
Yeah. Hey, listen. Caleb Williams, as special as he is, he breaks so many rules.
Oh yeah,
that
sure.
Very quarterback can do. Very few quarterback can do some of the things he does. Caleb Williams, you see Patrick Mahomes do it. You see Aaron Rodgers do it. You see Brett Favre do it because they trust their arm talent so much. They trust their arm talent so much. They understand. Listen, you roll to your right and you're throwing against the grain with the momentum going the opposite way to the other side of the field. I mean, hey, that's one of those plays where the coach would be like, "God damn it, no."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, I'm going to stop right there. I wanted to hear what they had to say about it. I enjoyed their commentary. Now, with that all being said, Byron B said, "That's because you're a bias queen, with all due respect." Biased about what? What am I biased about? I didn't know what you're talking about. Okay? What are you talking about? Biased about what? Shedeur? What am I biased about, beloved? What am I biased about? Put it in the chat. Are you talking about what I said about Coach the Funky? Hold on. Virus said yes. Okay, yeah, I am biased about him. Clearly he's sabotaging him. I'm not the only one that sees it. If you don't see it, I don't know what to tell you. But at the end of the day, he's not going to make me think that there is some mistake, okay, that the wrong plays got programmed to the wristband, okay? And not to mention why he took Shedeur out of the game last week. Okay, if you don't think something's wrong with that man and that he has some sort of contempt for Shedeur Sanders, I don't know what to tell you. All right, I don't know what to tell you, beloved. Yeah, I am biased. All right, I sure am. Mel says I'm biased when it comes to Stefanski also. Exactly. He's full of shit. Okay. No doubt about it. As far as we're concerned. All right. He's trying to sabotage my nephew. Yeah, I am biased. And your point is, okay. And your point is, now let me continue. Let me just tell y'all something. I want y'all to pay attention because remember I keep telling you all about how something that sounds too good to be true usually is. Well, there's a young lady down here in Georgia. Sounds like she's about 20 to 25 years old. And she's giving people braces, mind you, for $150. She's put braces in these people's mouths and on their teeth. Now I have several questions, but yeah, I don't know. It's given gingivitis, okay, periodontal disease somewhere in their future. Okay, I'm sorry, what? This just doesn't seem safe or sanitary. And where is she doing this? I want y'all to see this for yourselves. Okay, $150 for braces, cosmetic braces is what she says. So let's get into it, honey, because people out here doing any and everything, okay? Out here doing any and everything, honey. Where did she get a dental degree at? And is this illegal? I'm sure it is, girl. You going to jail, okay? You done posted the receipts on social media, no less. She'll be arrested shortly. Please pay attention.
Busy Friday. So today I had 9 clients for my braces, and everybody wanted power chains. I do know how to do regulars, and I do know how to do power chains. If you ask me which one should you start off with, I will tell you. But if you want to start off with power chains, that's totally your decision. So y'all might see some folks on here that y'all feel like should have started off with regulars. But if they tell me they want to start off with power chains, I'm going to do just that. I worked all the way until about 10 o'clock at night. My 150 special is ending January 1st, y'all. I accept EBT, cash, Apple Pay, Cash App, all that. Message me if you're interested. And I also accept walk-ins. Okay, y'all, so come with me on a busy Friday. So today I had 9 clients.
What do y'all have to say about that? She had 9 clients in one day, honey, for $150 a pop. Okay. Did y'all see those braces? And she called them chainsaws or chain link or whatever, like a fence, no less. Did y'all hear it? Yeah. That's what's going down in the A. So Las Vegas says she probably installs lashes and weaves too, girl. Okay. And get your BBLs done while you're there also, okay? This is all drastic, okay? Reggie says she's going to be caught by the health board. The lovely T said, I thought you needed a real dentist for braces. Honey, that's what I thought. I don't know why these people are letting this girl play in their face, okay, and in their mouths, no less. Didn't I just give you all a story about the dental office that sent out letters saying that in November, if you were there between November the 3rd through the 6th, that you may have been exposed to HIV or hepatitis. Okay. And that's a real dental office because they skipped one of the parts where they cleaned the tools. Okay. Accidentally. So that's a real dental office that made that mistake. What do you think somebody like her is doing? What do you think somebody like her is doing? What kind of mistakes is she making? And what kind of implements and instruments is she using? And are they sanitizing? If so, with what and how? And how often? Okay, people are crazy, honey. This is so ridiculous. You're really gonna go let this girl, you hear how young she sounds? Honey, she don't know a damn thing about dentistry. I'm sure she didn't go to anybody's college. And did you see those braces, how they're put on the teeth? Okay, I'm sorry. Mm-mm. Okay, Leon said not in his mouth, no way. I'm telling you, that's all crazy. She's going to jail, I'll tell you that much, though. Just sit back and watch. Okay, now, with that all being said, let's go to, where is this video about T.I.? Because T.I. had a conversation with, hold on. Yeah, this is it right here. T.I. had a conversation with Kirk Franklin about church. Okay, with Kirk Franklin about church and why he's not feeling it. I'm pretty sure Kirk Franklin wasn't feeling what he was saying about church either. But so let's get into it. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. We're going to put an overlay on this.
I just ain't never felt the connection with church. Why? Man, I just don't know. It just ain't. To be honest with you, I don't think it's real. You know what I'm saying? I think that it's a business just like anything else. And it's a show just like anything else. You know what I mean? Just like you go to Broadway, you see a show. I feel like it's just like somebody standing up and public speaking, just like you get like a TED Talk. And a lot of times they be putting a lot of cap on it. And when I say cap, I'm saying cap in the action. The word is the word, but sometimes they try and twist the word, make the word mean something, you know, that will be personally benefiting to them and not necessarily what the word mean, as his purpose. And that to me, because if you think about it, only times when you read the word, anybody know the word, and you study the life of Jesus Christ, the only time you really saw Jesus Christ lose his temper was in the church. And he went to the church and seen what was going on in the church, seeing how the church people were handling the word of God and what they were doing to manipulate it, to personally benefit, from the word of God. That's when Jesus got mad, flipped the table.
Oh, that's when he flipped the table.
There, he has a point there. For those of you that follow the spiritual channel, we talked about that when Jesus got upset and went to the temple and flipped the tables. Okay? Oh, that's a good point right there. Kirk Franklin, what you got to say about that, boo-boo? I love it. Let's continue.
Yeah, flip a table. You know what I'm saying? You had Jesus out here like he don't love hip hop. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? But that's why. Cause I connect with the word, like the true word, the spirit. I don't need no broker. I don't need no middleman. I don't need nobody to get my word. I done heard a preacher, I've been in church before, and the preacher say, come on, y'all, put it to the collection plate, dig deeper, get your prayers past the ceiling. I say, hold up, wait a minute. Y'all telling me I got to pay this joker, you know what I'm saying, for my God to hear my prayer. Man, I'm out of here. You know what I'm saying?
No,
like,
that's unfortunate.
Like that.
Those moments are unfortunate.
I mean, I just ain't never felt that.
Hey. Y'all heard that, right? And he didn't tell one lie. Okay, I have to agree with him on that at the end of the day. Okay, church is a business, and asking for all that money, and these prosperity preachers, they need to have several seats. All right, locking people in the church, demanding they give you $1,000 a piece, putting people on blast if they don't have $2,000 when you ask for it, like some of these pastors. Okay, yeah, church is a business at the end of the day, and in many cases, a whole grift. I'm not saying there aren't some authentic churches, but a lot of these pastors are pork chop pastors and pulpit pimps, and they're all about getting money. Okay, and that's just what it is. They're not doing God's work. They're doing the devil's work in God's house. That's how I see it. Now, with that all being said, let's continue, because this next video is a man who is supposedly a teacher who got caught up trying to meet a teen boy for the wrong things. Okay, got put on blast. And where do you hear his excuse for doing it? Likes up, everyone, please. Like and share. Thank you in advance.
A rabbi. Excuse me. Levi.
Yeah.
How's it going?
Okay.
Levi Cash?
Yeah.
I need to talk with you for a second.
Okay.
What's going on, dude? What are we doing here?
I'm shopping. My wife needed some rice.
Hey, what are you shopping for?
Some rice.
Some rice?
Yeah.
Okay. So you want to be honest with me? I just want you to be honest, because if you try to hide it from me, then that makes me feel like you're a threat.
No, not a threat. I'm a.
Well, I mean, you're 64 and you're coming to meet a 14-year-old for sexual purposes, right?
That's pretty bad. Yeah.
Yeah, and you're a teacher too around kids.
Yeah.
Right? It's not a good look. So when you teach kids, do you make advances on them? So then why did you decide today I'm gonna go meet a 14-year-old for sex?
Because he sounded like he was very interested.
So that makes it okay?
And no, it doesn't make it okay. And I felt very bad to do it. And whatever, just unfortunately, one just doesn't think with their brain, but thinks
with what?
With their appendages.
Said that you wanted to make out and touch and play with the 14-year-old. That's what you wanted to do?
Yeah, I was trying to feel him out, what he was comfortable with.
With a 14-year-old?
Yeah, and stupid.
And then, like, what'd you guys talk about the shower? Would you guys talk about taking a
I
test?
said he was going to take a shower. I said, wait till I get here and I'll shower together with you.
So you know that this is wrong and you were worried about it.
Yeah.
But you still couldn't control your urges.
I gave in this.
So with you being a rabbi, a teacher, an instructor to young children, how can you tell me that you're not a threat? If you're willing to meet a 14-year-old for sex, you drove all the way down here.
Yeah, that was very stupid to do.
Very stupid, right?
Yeah.
A rabbi. Excuse me. Levi.
Yeah.
How's it going?
Okay.
Okay, just a sad, filthy shame. Okay, did y'all hear it? Just a whole sad, filthy shame. Now, with that all being said, exposed just as he should be. Those people that are out here exposing these PDF files are doing the Lord's work. Okay, shout them out for their efforts. Now, Cameron, the rapper, said that years ago he had a deal with MTV, I believe it was. He and a friend of his, I forget the other person's name, but they wanted to do a show where they went around catching people like that as well and beating the crap out of them. So his lawyer sat down and talked to him and said, listen, y'all can't be going out here just beating people. Okay, just, snatching people up because they're doing this and then beating the crap out of them. And he was like, why not? He's like, if they're doing stuff like that to kids and trying to do stuff like that, how come we can't beat their A? So I thought that was hilarious that he really thought they could do that. And they actually filmed a couple of episodes. And a rumor has it that they broke somebody's arm. Okay, I don't know if they actually did or not, because when the guy asked Cameron about it, he said, yeah, I heard y'all filmed some episodes, like 2 or 3, and somebody's arm got broken. And Cameron started laughing. He's like, yeah, we did film a couple of episodes. I'm not going to say anything about breaking an arm, but we filmed some. So they may have put pause on somebody is all I'm saying. He said they would have been superheroes for that show. And they would have been. But the lawyer's like, nah, y'all can't be doing that. Okay, opening yourself up to lawsuits. So with that all being said, I find it very interesting. But last but not least, let's get into the story that I reported to you all days ago about Nikki Pop. Okay, the transgender woman who was on the live after murking someone, stabbing them to death and whatnot, because she says they gave illegal substances to her boyfriend who passed away 4 months ago. Well, there's a little update about that. So I'm going to go to the videos. I linked some of the videos together. There's a couple of the videos from the standoff that I didn't show you all days ago, but a couple of those that you'll hear, and that's for anybody who missed it also. And then the person who she killed or who he killed has been identified. Okay. But also, let me say this before I show the footage. T.S. Madison. I don't know if I told you all this yesterday, but T.S. Madison, there's a video of T.S. Madison saying that the men that are supposed to protect them are acting homophobic. And I'm thinking, the men that are supposed to protect who? T.S. Madison seems to think that men are supposed to protect trans women. T.S. Madison, you're a whole man. Protect yourself. I think it's crazy and obtuse. Why would she think that heterosexual men are supposed to protect her? I'm sorry. Make that make sense. Okay? Now we're out here advocating for Black men to protect Black women, and then TS comes out of the woodwork or from whatever rock she chooses to crawl under, because I don't care for T.S. Madison. She's always talking crazy, and she doesn't like people like Flame Monroe, who keeps it real. And so when Flame Monroe says things that are absolutely true, I notice that some of the trans community who doesn't agree with Flame Monroe will call Flame Monroe a pick-me, as if Flame Monroe's just saying the things we want to hear. No, Flame Monroe's keeping it real, and some people choose not to live in reality. So with that all being said, for T.S. Madison to say that men are not taking care or not protecting them, and these men are acting transphobic, I thought that was very interesting, because I'm sorry, what? You need to be taking care of yourself, protecting yourself. Okay? I don't know in what world that T.S. Madison thinks that's really going to happen. Okay? But anyway, let me continue. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. I'm going to put the footage up here. Like I said, this is the update for the Nikki Pop story.
So y'all remember the Nikki Pop, the fella who was dressed in a wig, who was holding up traffic and shit in his home, had the police stand off outdoors because he had unalived another man that was in the house? The fella that he had in there has been identified. Makari Finley out of Flint, Michigan. He was a chef or something like that. But the dude who unalived him said that was the man who had gave his partner something that made him, some shit that was sort of like kryptonite, but it did the Superman take his ass out. The word on the street, they was like, and if you look at this picture, he don't look like a type that sold rugs. But shit, can't judge a book by its cover. But I don't know that part. I don't know. I think the man just picked the next nigga to come to his house and just said, I'm just gonna take it out before so I can get took out, because the motherfucker was like off the hinges, literally. Everybody keeps saying Nikki Pop. All the news is saying she. That was a man, y'all. That was a whole big ass man. And I'm trying to figure out what the hell his real name is, because I'm tired of calling it Nikki Pop. Because it was saying Nikki Pop because it was like pop them cherries. That tater hole cherry. I don't know. But yeah, that was the man that was on the floor, was the chef guy. My condolences go out to the family. Pray for y'all. And then they were saying he was DL. That man was not no damn DL. You could clearly tell he played with, you know. But at the end of the day, you know, it's shit's coming out as it come out. I'm gonna keep y'all updated with it, because that shit was like some shit that was on SWAT TV or something. That shit was crazy. But that man had been plotting that shit for a very long time. I don't know if y'all looked at his page. He was plotting it for a very long time. He was either plotting that, or he was plotting to just take himself to the upper room, which he should have just did that instead of fucking taking somebody else. I don't get it. But yeah, he lost his goddamn mind. Some bitch on Facebook who you killed. Just knows. They don't give a damn.
Now, this is Nikki Pop talking to the police during the standoff. Like I said, this is a couple of clips that I didn't play for you all days ago.
My phone going dead. Too much blood on it. Did y'all bitches cut my power off?
What's that?
Did y'all bitches cut my power off?
I don't know if they cut the power off.
I don't know. I'll never have my lights on. Y'all bitches done cut my power off. I need to charge my phone.
How much?
Cut my power off. My phone about to go dead. It's on the phone. That got 10% too, but still.
You got 10% on the one that I'm talking to?
Yeah, y'all better cut my power back on.
If your phone goes out, okay, and we lose our connection, I can get you a phone, okay? so we can keep talking.
Y'all shouldn't have cut my power off.
Okay. I don't know about the power situation yet, alright? But we can work on that.
Now, the whole time that Nikki Pop was in that house, she was barking orders at the police, talking crazy to them, yelling like they have to do what she says. I thought it was all crazy. A bunch of people online are actually defending her actions. I'm not. I don't condone her actions. I thought it was crazy to take someone's life. Okay, that wasn't, I mean, the person may have given the illegal substances to her boyfriend, but they were doing the illegal substances together. Okay, they say that the boyfriend took too much. Okay, that's what they say. So at the end of the day, she just took that man's life for nothing. And then you took somebody else's life, and now you ruined yours because you're going to be in prison probably for the rest of yours for somebody that she said was a whole alcoholic. She had to take care of him, and he was cheating on her. So please make that all make sense. I don't condone foolery. I don't care who does it. But like I said, a lot of people online seem to be condoling what Nikki Pop did, saying that she has mental health issues. She may have mental health issues, but at the same time, she knew exactly what she was doing. Also, I wanted you all to hear this because she was telling the police, or she was talking on her live about a so-called friend of hers who is the one who called the police. And that friend has come out and spoken out. And I have 2 clips of them on here also. So let's continue.
Girl, they cut my goddamn power off. Now I can't even turn my phone.
We can work on that, but Nikki, if your phone goes off, alright, we're going to bring you a phone up, okay? It's still going to be me talking to you, alright? We're just going to bring you a phone to talk to you on.
Oh, y'all ruled the shit as an accident. Oh, he did too much. Yeah, he did too much, but y'all saw in the motherfucking messages that I recruited that he was bringing the shit over. He gave it to him. Y'all should have locked him the fuck up.
Yeah, because he gave it to him?
Yeah.
Yeah. I can understand why that would be so frustrating for you to...
You goddamn right. I hear people coming to my house.
You hear people what?
They better not come to my house.
I told you, Nikki, as long as you're talking to me, no one is coming inside your house, okay?
Okay.
You keep talking to me, no one's going to come inside that house.
Sure, and that's exactly what I wanted. Like, bitch, I had a dream that I was about to go out like exactly like Queen Latifah. Damn, shit, just shoot me the fuck up. What's taking y'all so long?
Queen Latifah? How Queen Latifah died?
Queen Latifah and set it off. Like, shoot me the fuck up. What's taking so damn long?
Because we don't want to do that, Nikki.
Yes, y'all do.
Now, Nikki Pop was talking all that trash, talking about shoot her up like Queen Latifah set it off. But when she stepped outside, remember when they stepped outside and the police fired those rubber bullets, you went right back in the house. So clearly, you didn't want to get shot. Okay, please stop the cap.
The only thing, what is that from a movie with Queen Latifah?
Yeah, set it off. You a white guy. You ain't gonna know that. That's black people folks, honey.
We don't want to kill you, Nikki.
No, y'all police is trigger happy. Y'all love killing black fucking niggas. So y'all can shoot me right on this fucking front porch.
That's not true, Nikki. We don't feel that way.
Yeah, the SWAT already got his gun out towards me, so.
Well, they're just making sure that everybody stays safe, okay? They don't want anyone else to get hurt for this. So they're not looking to hurt you, Nikki. They don't want to kill you. They don't want to do any of that stuff.
They is. What y'all waiting for? Hey, officers.
I'm waiting to keep talking to you because I want to hear about what's going on. You've got a lot going on in your life, Nikki, and it sounds like...
Y'all can wait back. Somebody is calling this phone. Who is all these people calling? Hello?
Dominique,
Who is this?
you online right now?
Who is this?
I'm looking at your line right now.
Now, this is the friend who called the police, and you're going to hear from this friend in a moment. This is the friend talking to her, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. What you putting your gun there for? Put it down.
Nikki,
Yes.
are you there?
Uh-huh.
I think we got disconnected.
Yeah, somebody keep calling. I guess because I put my number on live, so I don't know.
Why'd you put your number on live?
When I was giving it to y'all, I've been on live the whole fucking time.
She showed me somebody on the ground.
This is the friend right here. That's supposedly the one that was just on the phone with her.
And I asked her, was she playing? Because the way the person was sitting there, it looked like they were joking. And so now she was like, I ain't paying, I did it. I got this bitch or something, she said. And so that's when I ended up calling her sister and her mom. Nobody picked up. And then and then I called her again. They picked up. And that's when she called me. Y'all see me on live talking to her. She said, you know what? She playing it. No, she was always making jokes about she was going to do something, but it's jokes. But then she ain't never talk about it no more. She just left it alone. We've been friends over 15 years. If I wanted her money, I could have been got money from her. Now, let's get that straight. She don't got much to get. It's my friend. I genuinely called because I want her to live, not die. Yes, she killed somebody. He's gone. But at the end of the day, my friend is still here. And I wanted her to be alive. One day I can goddamn still talk to her. If she want to talk, I'm here to talk to her. If she need me, she need anything on her books, anything. She ain't even got to ask me to put shit on her books. I'm going to be there doing it regardless. Because that's my friend. So y'all up here talking about, oh, you did it for the money, you did it for clout. I ain't do shit for nothing. That's my friend. And then the sad part about it, I don't even live in Detroit.
Okay, so anyway, that was the person that was talking to her, and that's the person that called the police. There was a clip. I'm not sure if I played that one, But there was a clip where Nikki Pop was saying that the friend called the police on her and was like cursing the friend out. That's who she was talking about, because she showed the person the body and told him what she had done and all of that or whatever while she was on the live supposedly. And so they called the police. They said they did it to help her so she wouldn't get killed or whatever, I guess, by the police. But like I said, some people are condoning this and acting like, that she was in the right. That's crazy. Because nobody told her boyfriend to take illegal substances. He chose to do that. Okay. At the end of the day, he chose to do that. And they already said that it was an accident and the person wasn't facing charges. She had no right taking that, or he had no right taking that man's life. And then you lured the person over there and stabbed them up. Like, that's crazy. Okay. And if that were the people that are condoning this foolishness, this barbaric behavior, because that's what it was, the people condoning this, had that been their family member, they'd have a whole nother story to tell. Okay. That person didn't deserve that. Okay. That person didn't deserve that at all. That's crazy to me. You don't get to take somebody else's life and then you planned it for months. Okay. The friend, you just heard the friend say that they were joking about it. Okay, that Nikki Pop was joking about it, kept saying they were going to do stuff, and then all of a sudden left it alone. But no, that was them probably boosting themselves up to get ready to do it. Then lured the person over and then just stabbed that man. Blood was everywhere. It was all so disgusting and so sad. Again, condolences to his family, friends, and loved ones. Okay, Nikki Pop's going to get exactly what they deserve, as they should. Okay, that was a heinous crime. All right, so anyway, with that all being said, Nene said murder is never the answer. Exactly. Okay. That's right. Goodness Ready Bo said, may Rob Reiner rest in peace. All in the Family was my favorite show. I loved Michael and Gloria and Archie Bunker characters. That's my heart. Yeah, that was a good show. And that's where we got the Jeffersons from. It was a spinoff of that show. That's where they got George Jefferson and all that from. Okay, so anyway, yeah, Rob Reiner was a good director and producing all of that. Condolence to him. And that is just sad. Okay, you can have all that money and all that fame and glory and all that, and then your own child take you up out of here. And I don't know if his child took him out, but that's clearly what they think. Okay, and so I'll keep you all updated. All right, so Dynamic Quality says, Queen, I sent you a super chat. I don't mean to disturb. Well, thank you, beloved. How did I miss it? I'm just running my mouth, honey. I sure appreciate you, beloved. Okay. With that all being said, for those of you who follow the spiritual channel, let me tell y'all something. It's 11:07. We're going to be live on the spiritual channel at 12:30. Matter of fact, make it 1 o'clock so I don't be late. I'm looking for the super chat, beloved. I don't see it. Anywho, with that all being said, we're going to be on the spiritual channel, like I'm saying, at 1 o'clock. For those of you who follow, moderators, please somebody drop the link to the spiritual channel in the chat if you could be so kind. Okay, I appreciate you. Thank you in advance. That all being said, I can't find the super chat, beloved. It may have been I guess it disappeared. But thank you for your contribution to the channel. I appreciate you. Peace, love, and blessings. Okay, yes, I can see you. I can see you, beloved. Okay, now, why do some of y'all think we can't see y'all in the chat? Because I saw somebody else ask that earlier. We're not blocking anybody. Okay, nobody's being disruptive or trolling or anything like that. So everybody should be good. Michael Hood said, Queen, hey, you're a galactic hill woman. I'm not sure what that means, but thank you, I guess. Okay, so anyway, listen, I love you all to life. I want to thank you all for tuning back in once again to the original Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur show. Please like, share, subscribe. Also, double check to make sure you're still subscribed to the channel, especially if you have not been receiving your notifications. Okay, did the moderators by any chance drop the link to the spiritual channel? Let me do it. Okay, y'all are not paying attention, clearly. Hold on. Let me pull up the link and drop it really quick. Like I said, we'll be on there at 1 o'clock. We'll be on there at 1 o'clock. That's in like an hour or like in 2 hours. Okay, here we go. Oh. All right. Okay, Booker's DC said Marvel Comics, Galactus, all powerful. Okay, thank you. Always a great broadcast. Thank you, beloved. Okay, so with that all being said, I'm out of here. Listen, I'm gonna drop the link and then I'm out of here. I love you all to life. I hope you enjoy the rest of this beautiful day. Each one teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Do something productive, constructive, but never destructive. And always remember, beloveds, to keep the Most High first in your lives. Till next time, I will talk to you all again soon. Peace.
Yo, Nick, hit him with that gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunta. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. See a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all at Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threats. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got